Hello, hello. My name is Kayla Brick. I'm an Upwork coach and professional illustrator. And today we are talking about a couple of unfair advantages, a little weird thing that's going to give you a little bit of an edge when it comes to landing jobs on. So, the first thing I want to point your attention to is just completing your profile. So, this is something that is available to everyone to do. It's not something that you get immediately, even going through the onboarding process in Upwork. You start on Upwork, you have that 24 to 48-hour onboarding process where Upwork asks you a ton of questions about your work history and things like that. And you open up Upwork for the first time, you're super excited to make your profile, and you look and see that your profile is not at 100%. And it feels weird because you answered all the questions accurately and you did all the stuff. You uploaded your portfolio, at least to your knowledge anyway, right? But we have this little 80%, 90%, really just depends on Upwork's feelings in the moment. But the goal here is to just get your profile to 100%. And you have a couple of options. This is a little window that happens when you click on complete your profile. We can go and see the ones here in the onboarding process that were actually completed. So the portfolio, your overview, which is just your description, skills, those are tags, and your profile photo. So these are the ones that were done in the onboarding process. And Upwork is going to ask you to do a little bit of extra work. It's not a lot of really in-depth stuff. They're going to ask you to attach your socials, maybe make a little video doing an introduction, things like that. So just do them. Just do the things that Upwork is asking you to do, because a lot of people make Upwork profiles. A lot of them are incomplete, and it's completely not really helping you when it comes to the algorithm on here. So if you have any intention of being fully optimized, making sure that you can get invites from clients, and that's just whenever they reach out to you, anything like that, really, really important to just do this stuff. So if I had my preferences, I would really recommend doing a video introduction if you're not uncomfortable on camera. If you feel like you can come across relatively, personable on camera, so you can have a little bit of rapport with the client immediately. Just make sure that this video is very client focused, so not just sitting there saying I'm this kind of freelancer and I do all these things and these are all the projects I've worked on and here's how great I am. And it's really tempting to do that because it feels like I'm trying to show them how great I am and show them how much I've done and all the work that I've done. But a lot of time clients don't really care a whole lot about that. They're more interested in seeing, does your portfolio match what they're trying to get done? And they don't really care about your particular work history. So just try and make it really all about them. Say, here's what I help you with. Here's what I bring to the table. Here's what I can help you in your project. And here's how I work and things like that. That's going to make it so that in their head, they can see working with you. So we want to have that little light switch go off where they start seeing the possibilities of actually reaching out to you. And of course, make sure that we have what's always called in marketing a call to action at the end of this guy. So always make sure that you end that video with something like, make sure to look at my profile to see if we're a good match. And then if you like what you see, then make sure to send me a private message so we can discuss the details of your project. Something like that in your own verbiage that makes sense to you, feels comfortable for you, is going to be really nice, because a lot of times clients don't know what to do on because their interface is a little challenging sometimes. So we need to help clients know what the next steps are. Stuff like that is going to make you stand out immediately. I think putting your socials, if you want to, is another nice one. You could add in there your education, employment history. All this stuff is really far down in your profile, so clients are never really going to scroll down that far anyway. But in order to get to 100% completion, we're going to just do whatever Upwork asks for. So I would do education, employment history, and video introduction if I had my choice, but any of these are going to be just fine. So don't worry about it too much. Just get it done, knock it out. Another thing that's going to make you stand out on Upwork is whenever you're looking for job listings on here, the thing I want you to pay attention to, and I'm just going to pick something here, so let's look at this one. If you can just, in your own mind, when you're looking at job listings on Upwork, I want you to really focus on this client's description. So if you look through this thing, I don't want you to just skim over it, looking for budget stuff, looking for logistical stuff, specs and things like that, because that's what we're thinking of as freelancers, right? We're thinking, what's going to take in order to complete this particular job? And so when you write your proposal, it's very me, very accolade focused and not really mentioning anything that's in this client's description. So if I had to tell you anything, mention something to them in their description so that they can see that you're listening, that they can see that you care about their project, not that you're just the right kind of freelancer that matches up with what they want, but that you've read this thing and that you've shown some interest in what they actually need to get done. So mention anything to them, but more specifically, what does this client actually care about? Is it time frame stuff? Is it a certain style that they're looking for? Is it that they want it in delivered in a certain kind of way? Anything like that that's going to make you stand out in your proposals is immediately going to make it a lot easier for clients to trust you and want to hire you. So that's immediately really, really important. The other thing that I want to bring your attention to is something super cool that you can see in the client's history here. So this is one of the basic baked in functionality things about Upwork that I love, love, love. And this is one of the reasons I very quickly moved from Fiverr to Upwork. And I love Fiverr, by the way. For any of you people who think I don't like Fiverr, I love Fiverr. But this is one of those things that made me really fall in love with Upwork because we have the opportunity to see clients' history on the platform. So you can look through this thing, and a couple of things I want to bring your attention to. We can see what their history is in terms of payment. So does it match what they're offering you currently? And see what other freelancers have said about them in terms of that contract. So we know what do they like to work with. We can see that from other freelancers in this back and forth that's happening in front of us. The other cool thing is that you can find their name oftentimes in this particular area of this job listing. So if you're just trying to get reviews on here, really, really cool. If you look through their history, does this client actually leave reviews for people? So, because if they, for some reason, don't have any two freelancer reviews for you, it's unlikely they're actually going to leave a review for you when you actually close that contract with this particular client. So let me see if I could find one here. So we can actually see that the name of this client in the history here. So this person is named Jarrett. Fabulous. So we can see that a couple places in here too. So if I see it right here, fabulous. So when you go in your proposal and actually begin to write it, you can say, hey, John, hey, Jarrett, or whatever their name is. And it's going to be a little spooky for the client, but it is a little bit of a way to bypass Upwork's, because Upwork does intend to keep most personal information from you as the freelancer and the client so that it's a little bit more, there's a little more anonymity in the whole thing before you guys actually do a contract and start speaking to one another. And so that is to protect both parties, of course. But it is nice to be able to call out this particular client when you write a proposal to them so you can just very quickly get their attention. So in this case, really easy to spot that. Not always available to us, but if you can get it, it is a very small little thing that's going to help you actually land jobs on here too. Two things I want to mention to you when it comes to portfolios and profile. So when we look at a description on here, Upwork's algorithm is very keyword focused, and of course, we're trying to talk to the actual humans that land on our profiles. So I want you to think about how you're going to ride that line, how you're going to talk to both the humans that are actually reading this, but also to use keywords and things like that. I have tons of videos of algorithmic keyword stuff. So if you want to learn more about that, I have videos for that. So do check those out. But we have two sections in here that I really want you to pay attention to. This here, the what I help with or who I work with or anything like that, is a little bullet list where we can just put keywords, which calls directly to Upwork's algorithm, but it also talks directly to a client. So it makes them feel like you are trying to help them with something, that you are here to assist them rather than saying, here's all the projects I've done, or here's what I could potentially do for you. It's more, there's a little more rapport being built when I say something like what I help with. Here's what I help you with in your project. So you can do this. And if they see that list and they think, oh, I really want help with, in this case, illustrations, then they're going to immediately have that little light bulb moment and think, oh, that's my thing. And if you want to go the extra mile and you already know who your ideal client is, you can have a list that says who I work with. And then you list them out. And then that client immediately thinks, that's me. And then they want to immediately start talking to you because they feel very heard, very noticed. They know that you are already that kind of freelancer who's worked with people like them in the past. So anything like that, that is immediately going to help you stand out. Last thing major important thing on descriptions is something which I mentioned a little earlier. In marketing, we call it a call to action. So this is just a little line, very, very important. Always put this at the very end of your description because you want them to read this whole thing and then give them something to do next. So call to action, we're just asking them to look at our portfolio and then to send us a message. So whatever verbiage makes sense for you personally that you want to put here is gonna be the best for you. But the structure of this thing is always the same. So don't worry about that. Just get this thing in here and make sure that it is asking the client to take another step. When it comes to portfolios, the thing that I want you to pay attention to is to just make sure that your descriptions, your naming conventions are really short and sweet. Ideally, a keyword on Upwork, so something that Upwork is using as its own internal language, is the best choice here. But don't use words that are familiar to you, the lingo that makes sense in your field, because it doesn't make sense to clients. So, or we don't want to do that in terms of terminology or the project name that you actually worked on. So that, because that doesn't mean anything to the client who's actually trying to click on this thing. So try and think, put yourself in their particular shoes and their mindset and think, okay, I'm trying to work with, let's say, a children's book author who wants illustrations done. I'm gonna call this children's book artwork. Simple, straightforward. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm not gonna put Clip Studio, the thing that I built it in. I'm not gonna say that this was semi-realistic artwork. I'm not gonna say concept art, environment paintings, stuff that makes sense to me and anybody else who's in my field, but isn't gonna make sense to clients. We want them to see this, know that that is their thing, and that's what they got to click on. And I highly recommend that you separate these out into very specific kinds of clients and niches, and don't put them all into one thing and have clients have to scroll through them to find what is actually relevant to them. Just make sure that everything is segmented so that the client that's looking at this knows exactly what they're supposed to click on. Last thing that I really want to mention to you, and that's really going to help you have an edge on Upwork, is to have a client profile. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here. So this is the section that we can see this right here. This is called a client profile. And when I click on this, it's going to bring me to the client side of Upwork. So I can actually see what does Upwork look like from a client side and their perspective. So whenever I'm navigating Upwork, I can find freelancing talent on here. So let's just say I want to go find illustrators, something like that. It's going to bring up the actual side of Upwork that is what they're seeing as a client. So really helpful to have screenshots of this. If you can find yourself, even better. And then you can point to things, draw stuff on there, show them those screenshots so they know exactly how to hire you. Because a lot of times Upwork's interface is what prevents people from getting hired on here. And they really may want to actually reach out to you. They may want to actually send a message to you and they just don't know how or the best way to do that. So it's really, really going to give you that edge if you show them exactly how to do that. So if you give them those screenshots, show them, walk them through that process, they're going to trust you a lot more than somebody who may have more testimonials than you or a better portfolio. Because a lot of times this is just about the person they feel they can trust, the one who's listening to them that understands their project the best. So this is a really highly essential thing that if you can have it, it's really, really nice to do. So here's how we do that. Go to your account settings here on the right. So right here. Then under additional accounts, we can actually create this little new client account, and it's going to walk you through the steps in order to create a client account on here. And once you have that, you can then easily swap between them so that you can go take those screenshots, show them to clients. Really, really cool stuff that we can do to help clients understand how to hire you, how to close contracts, how to open contracts, and all this stuff. Last thing I want to mention to you, and this is a broad topic. I could go in great depth talking about this. Last thing I want to point out to you is these specialized profiles on the left-hand side here. So I have two of them. We have what's called the all work section. So this is the very first profile you're going to get on Upwork. It is all the portfolios you have, all of your reviews, everything you've ever done on Upwork all in one place. And it's the first profile you're going to have. It's perfectly functional profile. It's going to get you through most of the beginning stages of Upwork. And honestly, if you kept it as the only profile you had on Upwork, it's not really going to be the major difference between getting hired on here or not. There is some things that we can do to make clients feel like we're not a jack of all trades, and that is where specialized profiles come in. So these guys right here, illustration and voice talent, I swap these out all the time depending on what I'm trying to do. If you want to target a very specific kind of client and use that language to target them and only put that particular kind of portfolio and just call back to that very specific kind of client and what they're looking for, these are really useful for doing that. I might say something like, I'm a web developer who specializes in this kind of thing. So you're targeting maybe people who do WordPress sites or Wix sites or things that are a little more drag and drop. You might want to do one for that. And then you may want to do one that's a little bit more HTML heavy, somebody who's going to need like app development, stuff like that. You could just segment profiles and keep it very, very specific to that particular kind of client. So when you send proposals, you have the option. Very first question Upwork asks you for is, which profile do you want the client to see? And that's where these come in. If you don't know right now who that client is or who you're trying to target, and you don't really feel comfortable making specialized profiles, your general profile is going to just fine. So don't worry about that. Just use these when it starts to make sense for a particular kind of project you're looking for or a client you're trying to target. So headline, description, portfolios, all that stuff, keywords too, all of those things need to be in alignment with the kind of client you're trying to target, the kind of work you're trying to get. But these are really cool because it just makes you feel like you're not a jack of all trades, that you don't do every single thing, because your all work section might have all of your portfolios, all of your testimonials. You can make it very, very targeted, and that's really, really cool and fun. But those are the things that I would do to try and get a little bit of an edge on Upwork. There's tons of things like this that you can find on my channel. I have tons of videos that are talking about the algorithm, keywords, how to stand out, how to write proposals. So definitely go check those out. And I will put a video on screen for you that is all about finding good jobs that are not competitive in your budget range, all that good stuff. So if you guys need me, I have a free school group, so you can find some cool stuff in there. And I will see you guys in the next one.